part 94 of C# tutorial. In this video, we'll discuss the difference between monitor class and lock keyword in C#. This is continuation to part 93, so please watch part 93 before proceeding. In the previous video session, we have used this lock keyword to ensure that only one thread can enter and execute this piece of code right here. Now, what's the difference between this lock keyword and this monitor class? It turns out that both monitor class and lock keyword provides a mechanism that synchronizes access to objects by acquiring exclusive locks. Lock is just a shortcut for monitor.enter with try and finally blocks. So the code on the right hand side is equivalent to what we have on the left hand side. So this piece of code right here is going to acquire an exclusive lock so that only one thread can execute this piece of code at any given point of time. The same is the case with the code on the right hand side. So when this piece of code right here is executed, so with that enter method, it's going to acquire an exclusive lock and ensure that only a single thread can execute this piece of code. While that thread is executing this code, no other thread can enter this block, so they are queued up there. Once the thread has finished, it's going to come to the finally block, and once we invoke the exit method, the exclusive lock is released, and then the next thread can get in and then acquire an exclusive lock again. So the process continues. Okay, but basically this enter method is going to acquire an exclusive lock, whereas the exit method is going to release that lock. Okay, but basically this code is equivalent to this piece of code right here. Alright, let's quickly make this change to our program and see if it works in the same manner. Alright, so we are going to use the monitor class, so monitor.enter. So this piece of code is going to acquire the exclusive lock. So within the try block, we are trying to execute this piece of code. Now, if at all, when we are executing this piece of code, if there is an exception, and if you want to handle that exception, then you can include the catch block as well. But in case if you don't want to handle the exception, and if you want to allow that to be thrown, then you can omit the catch block and just implement the finally block, where we are going to release the exclusive lock by calling the exit method on the monitor class. So both of these are static methods. Alright, let's go ahead and build the solution. So build succeeded. Now let's flip to Visual Studio command prompt and execute. Look at that, we get the same output. Alright. In C#4, it's implemented slightly differently. So we have another overloaded version of this enter method where we can pass a Boolean parameter, and we are passing that as a reference parameter. So here notice that we have created a Boolean field called lock taken, and we have initialized that to false. So at this point, an exclusive lock is not acquired. So when we execute this piece of code, notice that we are passing that as a reference parameter to this method. In case if the lock is successfully acquired, this parameter will be updated to true. So it continues to execute this code, and then once it's done, it will come to the finally block, and it's going to check that variable. If lock taken, if that is true, then go ahead and release the lock. Otherwise, there's no point in invoking the exit method. So in short, lock is a shortcut, and it's the option for the basic usage. If you need more control to implement advanced multi-threading solutions using try, enter, wait, pulse, and pulse all methods, then the monitor class is your option. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.